Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another movie review. Terrell and I, today, we're going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore, which is available now in theaters as we record this review. Finally got a chance to watch it. Missed a really early screening about 2 weeks ago, but now that we got our chance, we figured we'll get on here and drop some notes, some reactions, all that other good stuff about the film. So yeah, a little bit of spoilers maybe here, but nothing too much. And I'll instantly say that I really was not enthused or by any means excited to see this film. I don't know why. I just was just like, okay. And I like the last two for sure, but beyond all the ramifications and the politics and society and all the controversy with it, the film itself, I just wasn't excited to see. But I actually liked it. The only thing I did not like about the film, and I, don't come for me on this. I just don't like the idea that you can tell that this film is already thinking about the next film.
Right.
It's yes, it's the third film. Yes, it's a sequel. I get it, but like sometimes you can build stories to really stand on their own as a good standalone. And this film did it, I think, successfully for about 75% of the film, and then everything else was just kind of just like up on to the next. And basically, by film structure, once you kind of hit the climax of the film, the result was just very lackluster to me. So like, I thought the effects were good. I'll talk about the performances in a second, but the overall story arc of this film, I just felt like by the time it got to the third act, they were just like, all right, come on, let's go, let's get it over with. And I was a little underwhelmed with that. So, but overall, I will say, from going in here with really no excitement, no enthusiasm, I left out saying like, yeah, I'm back on the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I'm digging it again. Like I love the first two. This one I was kind of ready to say, all right, I'm done with it, but I enjoyed it. What about you?
I was very much with the same opinion you had. Like I was kind of done with it after the Crimes Against Grindelwald or whatever it was, the sequel. And I really felt like it fell from what the first one was, and with the original being like the whole story with Newt and him trying to protect these creatures and stuff like that, and it just kind of leaned more into a story, a prequel thing for Dumbledore. Since right after that one, like it just became like that became the main interest of the story, and it kind of got away from Newt's story as a character. Like they kind of just wrapped that up in the first one. That was kind of my issue with it, and I thought I was going to get more of that in the sequel, and it just became like this entire wizard political thing, and it just kind of got away from the fantastical and the magic, and really just they just really started getting into this whole wizard politics thing, and them feeling like they should be the alpha, I don't want to say alpha race, but like the alpha whatever, and they should take over like against muggles and stuff like that, and then there being like a political struggle against that, and that just became like 80% of the movie. It felt like watching Star Wars where they have like the peace treaties. It's like, okay, we get to the lightsabers. So yeah. Like I said, I really wanted to see more of the fantastical stuff with Newt and more of the creatures, but like I said, they just kind of got away with that. And this one is like, this big secret with Albus Dumbledore, which to me, it fell flat on. It just didn't even seem like it was that big of a deal at the end of the day.
Yes, with all the shocking revelations in this film, they definitely felt underwhelming. Right. You're absolutely right, which I want to kind of get into what this chapter of Fantastic Beasts is Newt is put along on a task with some allies, some new folks, and some new folks and some returning folks, obviously. And they have to go find a mythical beast, and it's called the Chillin. And the Chillin is a beast that basically sees it can tear up your pure heart. It's almost like if you can pick up Mjolnir. Like it's like it's Thor's hammer, but a body, but an animal. That's all it is, or the lasso of truth. So the lasso of truth, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. But with that being said, it becomes not only just that, but also because that beast also is going to pretty much be the winning ticket to who wins the whole election of this whole political thing that it is. And like you say, like this, I mean, look, it's a kid-friendly, family-friendly film, but the politics truly start to kind of change that tone. But the ramifications of the politics and sort of how the development of the politics go are completely unbelievable. Not that I'm saying that it should be believable, but it's just like it bounces around on these two tones where it's just like the boringness of politics and or like, oh well, actually it would never go like that. And pretty much here's the thing, because we said we talk a little bit of spoilers, I'll keep it 100 right now.
Right. This
beast dictates who's wins. So forget your whole campaign, forget everybody who's voting for whoever they want to vote for. Once the beast picks his rightful the purest of heart, then that's who wins. Right. So that's why it's like it's underwhelming, because the whole thing is about this beast saving the beast, using the beast for the right reason. There's twins of them. One gets into Grindelwald's hand and he does his thing, and Newt gets the other one. And for one moment, everybody's like, "Yay, Grindelwald!" who's been also dismissed of all of his accusations from before, to now like, yes, the leader. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. And then it's like, wait, the other beast picked this person. Yes, our new leader. So it's just like, you know, I don't know. Beyond that, though, I just want to quickly mention about the other aspect of this film in terms of this film coming out. We all know, number one, Johnny Depp was not returning. So the biggest question was, how did Matt's replacement of Johnny feel for Grindelwald? I have to say, I love me some Johnny Depp, but it was not an issue. I did not see like a polar opposites of the presentation, besides the appearance.
Right.
But the presentation, I didn't feel like we lost something with this casting here.
I think that's to their benefit too, that they already established that this character had already been changing his faces. You know what I mean? So, you know, we didn't know like what his original face was, what it looked like. Even though even in the last one, they just established like that he shed the Colin Farrell face to go back to the Johnny Depp. So that, you know, that didn't really help the situation at all. And they just jumped right back into this like it never happened. Like, oh yeah, that's just what he looks like. You know what I mean? We keep moving. So no, it didn't hurt it at all. That was a recasting, like, because they had already established that he did have that face changing thing, that it didn't hurt. It didn't need to be explained.
Yeah, they definitely did not make that a thing in this film. So it was just like on to the next. So, and I heard folks in the theater saying, bring Johnny Depp back for the next one. We'll see. Right. The next biggest thing was obviously everything with J.K. Rowling that was happening. Also, that's not an issue. I didn't feel like the vibe of folks coming in here feeling like they were going to hold something against the film because of things with J.K. So that wasn't an issue as well too. And then the other thing, I'm not even sure people even, well, there's two other things that I don't know if people even realize. Tina Goldstein was not in this film. And I don't know what was up with the casting and whatnot, but there is what appears to be an illusional, what do you call it? One of those, like, they didn't actually show her face, but the character does eventually come towards the end of the film, which is, you know, the thing. And I think that, you know, I have no clue why this was even a thing. I don't basically why the character was reduced in the way it was reduced. That was another bit of just more controversy alongside of this film, because we still got two other things to talk about in the controversy category. Catherine, the character, you know, who's obviously attached to Queenie at all times, just wasn't in this film. But they did it did appear that she returned. But it's not to say that it was Tina. So, you know, it's just like, this character's gone, but they're back. So,
I'm looking at the cast. I mean, like, she's definitely credited for it. I mean, so, I mean, I'm guessing, I mean, like I said, it could have been scheduling. It could have been the politics of the J.K. Rowling situation. I mean, there's no way to know for sure. But I mean, she had her little, you know, couple words and kind of bounced out, and they explained that she got a promotion and she was too busy to hop in on this mission. So
they definitely made it like, they absolutely made it like the Paul Walker thing in Fast and the Furious, where they're just like, yo, where's Brian? And it's just like, nah, Brian's being a family man right now, so he can't make it. And they zoomed in on that moment. Like everything about what's happening in that film felt really slow at that moment for you to really realize that there is a lack of presence of this character. But I will say that there's other folks that picked up the slack because there was definitely some standouts in this. Two other things now. Obviously, we know, along with this whole dynamic of good versus evil, right, and that's obviously the battle, but also the love between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. Well, apparently some of the scenes that they have in terms of their romance, which we got very early in this scene, which was beautifully shot, by the way. They got this little dinner thing going on here, but they love each other. They're gay.
Right.
That has been removed for China. So folks won't be seeing a really, really good opening of a film. Like, how much more can this film take?
That's why it wasn't even that serious.
Yeah, well, the scenes there, the dialogue is gone. That's what's happening. But still, the importance of that really shows you the full arc of this film from that moment to the ending moment. You know what I mean? Where the blood pact is essentially what we understand. Like, how does that work, and everything from the beginning to the end. Just in case you forgot from the last movie. So I feel like that's a miss. That's a huge miss thing for them on that. And then I think the biggest elephant in the room, this one, is Ezra Miller.
Credence.
Yeah, I gotta say, outside of everything that's been going on with him in the world, he absolutely killed it as Credence. I'm going to say, and to take your words in terms of this goth emo character he plays, which for sure
he's playing himself.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely for sure. And I think that, you know, with him coming out with the big movie The Flash, it's always the idea of, especially being still a Warner Media property here, you know, it's like creating complete identities for these two characters, and they're polar opposites. And just for the appreciation of Credence itself, very almost sadistic, kind of curious, kind of lone wolf type of statue that every scene that he's on, I was like, yo, like this is it. Like, he's really doing this character. Like, and I thought they did a good job. I mean, again, outside of everything in the world that's happening, he killed it. So to sum that up, I think that you don't have to worry about looking at Ezra Miller and being in disgust. That's just my personal feeling. I felt like he played the character. I didn't see Ezra in it at all. I didn't see the Flash in it at all. I just see Credence the entire time, and that's all that mattered to me. And I will say his screen time is, let's just say, a little more than minimum. Not much. Let's just say about 20%.
Yeah, he's essentially like the hitman this entire movie. You know what I mean? Like, and then like the big reveal is like his family lineage in the movie, and them, you know, explaining the whole thing with the Phoenix, because, you know, we already know the whole situation with the Phoenix if you watched the previous Harry Potter movies, and how that works for, you know, Dumbledore and stuff like that. So, I mean, he definitely did his job. I mean, I definitely enjoyed the scenes where, you know, him was coming after you know, Albus in the streets, and I'm like, are they fighting like a mirror dimension? Like, what is this? Like, I was thinking real Doctor Strange, like doing that scene, because you see him look at the mirror, and then it's kind of like they're in a different world, or he's kind of like under a spell or something like that. It was real slick how they did it, and I really did enjoy the visual effects on that.
Yeah. So lastly, little things I want to say, and I guarantee to kind of close it out, is that Jessica Williams, who comes in this film very new to being on the big screen, who plays Lolly, killed it. Would have thought the resume was much deeper than that, but absolutely not a factor at all. Absolutely bodied her character as being one of Newt's allies in the fight scenes with her. Was hella dope. I mean, she was super clutch. Not the most clutches, because there was one other character more clutch than her, but she was definitely a vital part into the success of the good guys in this film. And then it's not even a question. The highlight of this film, the standout of this film, the standout of this franchise continues to be Jacob. Dan Fogler kills it up and down the board. Just the comedic tone, the last minute heroics, even, you know, the kind of corniness at times, but the believable love story between Jacob and Queenie. I don't know, man. Dan has been killing it. And I think even just his mannerism, his little smirks when he's just standing in the corner, when he's in like the most danger, he really was about to die, and it was still like, damn, he's really about to go out like a smooth G. Like, dang, who would have thought? You know what I mean? And
in love, man, he got to do what he got to do.
Yeah, so I just think that yeah, Dan continues to be my favorite character of the franchise.
I thought you were gonna say Newt for sure, man. I feel like Newt is always kind of like the lovable nerd in these movies. Obviously, he just has those moments, and like even his scenes where like his assistant or the woman that's been working with him is clearly in love with him.
Yeah,
and she's trying to show himself, but she sees that he has his focus somewhere else, and no matter what she does, it's not gonna be able to do. She's not gonna be able to get that. And then his whole relationship with his brother, and them kind of having that scene where they kind of like really work together to get themselves out of danger.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, like Newt really sold it for me, man. Because not only is he like really good at magic, but of course he has like this extensive knowledge of like all of these different animals and stuff like that, and realizes the potential of the chillin'. And they started the movie off with him trying to save the children and the kids, stuff like that. So that was really emotional, and he always does for me. But no, Dan does kill it on the comedy, and Dan is the essentially the audience of the film. You know what I mean? We're getting the Muggle perspective of, first of all, he shouldn't even be there, but somehow he's just able to walk around.
My man got a huge promotion, man. He stepped it up in this film, and like, yeah, he continues to, like, you be the comedic relief, but also be like the lens of the audience as well. And and Eddie, let's not get it wrong. Like, as the lead of this film, as the focal of this film, Eddie is absolutely always top tier, not even a question. And the scene with Ellie and Colin, where their characters, Newt and Theseus, are doing this little crab walk, which is basically like a scorpion. They're scorpions, but they're doing this kind of crab walk, is the funniest thing in the entire film, bar none. Like, it's literally the funniest thing, maybe the funniest thing of the entire franchise, that I just could not stop laughing. But at this point now, I just gotta say that up and down the board, I thought the film was very solid. Just the only thing was just that it just got to the third act, and while I thought the third act really brought it visually, the stakes got high, but the resolve was just like, all right, we gotta get done with this, end it right now. And I just wanted a little bit more. And I think, much like you said, it was built almost like an anime battle.
You familiar with the series Shenmue?
Yeah.
The character Lon D, like every game, he just keeps getting away. That's what I thought about. Like, I was like, come on, man. And I was like, okay, here we go, another movie. Like, I'm like, y'all couldn't have found a better way to do that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then the success of the potential of the next one is built on the success of this movie. So hopefully the Potter fans show up, and they tell Warner Brothers, hey, we want another one, but bring everybody back this time.
That's right. Well, overall, this film was a battle of two lovers, man, and good versus evil, with the whole stake of who was going to be the leader of the magical world at hands, and it was all put into the hands of not one human, not one wizard, not one witch, but a four-legged, deer-looking animal, a mythical animal in a chillin'. Who pretty much did it all. So there's that. But folks, I mean, you're a fan of the franchise. Shouldn't have to tell you. You're going to go check it out. But in this case, the success of this film, as you said, determines if we're going to get the fourth, because the fourth has not been greenlit yet. And I also think it's going to be crazy if this does do good, because I couldn't tell you what film has had more controversy than this one. This one is, and like, with,
I didn't think it was coming out.
Yeah, for real. But here we are, and now we got to see what's going to happen. So, but totally check it out. Jump in the comments, let us know what you do. And as always, you know what to do. Stay tuned for more reviews real soon. Bye, folks.